I've been debating if I wanted to make this video, but and I really didn't want to because truthfully, I was afraid I was gonna end up breaking down crying, which I'm probably gonna do. So, but this is hard. I'm gonna try my best to not make the video so long, so I'm just gonna make it long, short, and honest. So, what I've learned from losing our mom was that it really changes you. It does. So, this past year, on January 15th, which was Martin Luther King Day, it was a 3-day weekend, and the night of that day, we received a call from mom's nurse, gotten the most heartbreaking news that she had passed away. I mean, she had like stage 4 breast cancer, and we knew she was gonna die. It wasn't a surprise, but it still hurts. It didn't change the fact that it didn't hurt. And we also learned that it really changes you. And one of my coworkers told me that you will be a different person. I mean, I heard of people being changed and being a different person. I thought it was going to be the same. And I thought we were going to be the same people, but we're not. Because it really changes you as a person. And back in October, we found out that our mom got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, that was it. I mean, cancer doesn't always mean you're going to die, unless it was terminal, but unfortunately, a few days later, we found out it was terminal, and that hurt, that hit us so hard. It hit us so hard that, I don't know. It was just hard. But I'm so glad we got to go visit her, spend time with her, and talk to her. But what we also learned that birthdays, Mother's Day, or any kind of holiday will be different. And then, of course, Christmas just passed, and my mama's birthday just passed, Thanksgiving just passed, my birthday, our birthdays, my brother's birthday passed. And it was hard, but we still had a good time and still celebrated. So, and we learned that people deal with grief differently. And sometimes, I'm just going to say how I feel. Sometimes I feel like in the beginning, I thought I was being avoided, and people like when I came back to work and stuff, or when I went to work, some people looked at me like this. I mean, I didn't really care. And I felt like that's just a few people looked at me and didn't even say anything to me. But I know some people gave me my condolences, but sometimes I feel like people walked away, but some people just didn't know what to say, and grief and death is really uncomfortable to talk about, which I understood. I mean, I was just in my own little world. Even when I came back to work, a lot of my coworkers gave me hugs and sent me condolences, which is very sweet, and I'm very blessed. And my family too, and my friends, and we're very blessed that people were there for us and gave us condolences. But what I really wanted to say is that grief will hit you really hard. I mean, we've had deaths in the family. I mean, unfortunately, we had 3 more deaths, and we had 3 relatives that passed away later this year. But it's so different when it's your parent. I mean, it's different when it was our mother, because our mom is that person that gave you life. Because our mom gave us life. She birthed us, she fed us, clothed us, all that stuff. Taught us everything we knew. Just like, taught us and stuff. And my mom taught me things I needed to know about becoming a young woman and all that kind of stuff. But most things that, it's just, life is just different. Like, it's like ever since our mom had passed away and gained her wings and went to heaven, life's just different. I'm just not the same person like I used to. It's like our hearts just got shattered into pieces. It's like our whole world is shattered into pieces. And it just won't be the same. Like the people we used to be, it's gone. Like like the person that I used to be, I'm not gonna be that person anymore. I mean, I'm still joyful and I'm still kind and stuff like that. And I still love to joke around and stuff, but I don't know. Life's just too short. Life's too short for drama. Life's too short for worrying about things that's not even irrelevant. BS, all that. I don't have time for that. I know that happens in the world and it's life, but I don't know. And I was told that, I should look into some grief counseling and stuff, but I really didn't do that because I don't have time to do that. I have work and school. I mean, I could have done that during my break, but I was keeping myself busy with school. But yeah, I might look into that. I don't know. But I did join like Facebook grieving groups, and which really helped. But you know what? Sometimes that I felt like I had to be strong. I mean, you need to be strong. I mean, you got to be strong. But it's just hard to be strong. And I'm the kind of person that I don't like crying in front of people. I really don't. Because I don't want people to be like surrounding me and looking at me. I don't like that. I don't like crying in front of people. And, and I was told it's okay to not be okay. And if I need a moment, like if we need a moment, we can take ourselves, step to the side and grieve for a bit and then come back when we're ready. But, just don't stay there too long because you don't want to affect your everyday life, especially around the relationships of the people and your friends, family, coworkers, all that stuff. So, I mean, it's like every month when there's a 15, I get emotional and I get angry. And I know sometimes when I'm by myself, I grieve. I tend to grieve when I'm by myself because I don't want to make people uncomfortable. And sometimes I hold my feelings. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm sad and all that. And some people, and I just didn't want to do that. And after a while, I got tired of the, hey, how are you holding up, or how are you doing, and stuff like that, because I didn't want to say, oh, I'm sad, depressed. No. I just say I'm hanging in there, or I'm okay, stuff like that. It's hard. It's really hard. It sucks. Losing a parent really sucks. I mean, we didn't understand what it's like until it hit us this year. Until it hit us. Like, sometimes I get angry and I would just like pounce on my pillow. Sometimes I pounce on something, but I do that when I'm by myself because I don't want people to be coming in and be like, hey, what's going on, and stuff like that. Sometimes I felt like I had to suck it up for people because I didn't want them to see how I really feel. And like when people are having a good time and stuff, like when people have a good time, I don't want to ruin it. Sometimes I just go by myself and I would cry and then come back because who wants to ruin people's good times when you're sad? And I've learned that some people be like, hey, you should be, and some people may think, oh, you should be over it by now. Like, you should be over it. Like, you don't get over the death of your loved one. You don't get over it. And we're never going to get over our mom's death. And some people may think, oh wow, they're taking it really well. No, we're not. And some people may think like, oh, she's taking her mom's dead so well. Like, no, I'm not. It's hard. Even 11 months later, it's still hard. It's still freaking hard. And we learned that our feelings are valid. We're allowed to express our feelings and be honest. If some people don't like that you're honest with your feelings, then too bad. Life's too short to just hold in everything. Just say what you need to say. I mean, I know I have a hard time. I still have a hard time with that. I won't lie to you about that, but I'm getting better at it. But it's like sometimes when I go to sleep, I mean, I'll still sleep good sometimes, and some days I just don't sleep really well. And like a couple of times I'll try to go to sleep and I'll have my mom's face, like my mom's face will pop up and she's looking directly at us, and I wanted to like run and hug her, but I realized that she's not there anymore. Even looking at a lot of pictures of her is hard too. It's really hard. It really is. And then, like the other day, I looked at her picture. You know, I remember, hey, my mom was always the life of the party. She loved to dance, sing, and she was just loved by a lot of people. Very sweet, kind lady, but didn't put up with crap. But looking at the pictures at times, it just got emotional, and I just had to put it away for a bit. And we may be still adults, but we still need our mom. I mean, we're never too old to need our parents. Losing our mom was the worst experience ever. I mean, we knew that she was gonna die, but we thought that we would have at least a couple more months with her, or at least a year or two more with her. But she only lived to be 65 years old. And her birthday was pretty hard too. I don't know if I've mentioned it already, but her birthday was hard. And there was times I didn't want to get out of bed, but I still did something. Didn't do much, just kept quiet, but I decorated a cookie that said 66, and I made it to 66. Thought about the memories and stuff like that, so yeah. And I really wanted to call her and wish her a happy birthday, but I almost picked up my phone and almost dialed her number, but I realized that I realized that she's not going to be there. Nobody will be on the other line. She won't be on the other side because she's gone. And I still feel like that she's still in Louisiana. I still feel like she's still there. Still either in a hospital or whatever, or at her apartment. I still feel like she's there. I mean, it's like, I wish she was here. She should still be here. She would have been like 66 right now. I mean, she was doing just fine. She literally was just doing fine. And we learned that anything could happen. You don't know what could happen to you. You don't know when your last day or when your final days on Earth is going to be. You just don't know. That's why we have to make sure we're all healthy. She was just fine. And then 3 months later, boom, she's gone. She's gone. But I'm so glad that we got to visit her, and I'm glad we got to see her and always talk to her. Because the last time we actually had a conversation before she couldn't really speak because the cancer spread, it was on her birthday of last year. Or was it Christmas? And I don't really remember. We had a really long conversation and all that. And then we couldn't get a hold of her and stuff like that. And then until we did, and she was back at the hospital. And they said she was going to be put in a nursing home. And I'm not going to mention everything else, but everything else is private. And then I got to FaceTime one of my cousins, and I saw my mom, in the hospital. I mean, she couldn't really talk. And then when we talked to her on the phone, she couldn't really speak. It was, it's like looking back, it's like looking back and it hurts so freaking bad. It's like sometimes I'll replay what happened. You know, sometimes your brain can, you know how your brain sometimes can replay what happened in the past or whatever, and you don't want to think about it? Well, and at least I got to see her one last time before she died. And then our aunt sent us pictures of her 2 days before she had passed away. And seeing our mom suffering and being so miserable, it just hurt our hearts. It broke my heart so bad. Seeing her, that was our mom. Like, damn, like, seriously. I know I'm trying so hard not to cry so hard, but I can't help it. It's just how I feel. And like I was told, we were told there's no right or wrong way to feel how you feel. And sometimes I feel like I have to hold it in. And I feel like I have to hold it in because I feel like nobody wants to hear it. I mean, of course we don't want to talk about it all the time. We don't want to talk about it all the time. It's just not something we want to talk about every day. It's just sometimes, like once in a while, if I feel so hurt. I tell you, this really sucks. And I don't know how we're going to go through the new year without her. I know she's up there smiling at us. I know that she's proud of us, and she's proud that I graduated in May and got my associates in general studies. But it's still hard. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. I don't want to make this video too long. And thank you for watching, and I hope it wasn't too boring and stuff. So, but like I said, we're still learning in this grieving process, and it's really hard, and it does really change you as a person. I wish that we can be the same person, but we're not. It's like once she had passed, it just ripped our hearts out and smashed it into smithereens. And it's just pieces that you can't put back together. Like, it won't look like what it used to be. So, yeah, so it's like a hole in our hearts. That's parts of our hearts that's missing. I felt like we died with her. At least that's how I feel. Like, parts of me died. Like, parts of us died when she died. But anyways, I'm going to quit yapping. And I'm going to stop yapping. And I'm going to end this video. Thank you. Again, thank you for watching. And hope y'all have a good night. Alright. Good day or whatever. Okay. Bye.